Hello, welcome to Star Wars Spelt Out. I'm your host, Josh Chapman, and today, oh man, Road to Celebration. What are we at? 3 weeks? 2 weeks? I can't tell. Let's just get him in here. Let's get the guest in. Third time, I think, he's been on. Dave Strutt. How you going, my man?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
Good. You're in like the you're in the semi-illustrious company of the people who are coming to Celebration, as opposed to the company of the people who aren't coming to Celebration. It's nice. It seems like you've been committed from day one.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, I still remember there was the longest 16 minutes of my life waiting in that virtual queue back in. God, when was it? Was it like June
2018?
2019?
2019? Yeah, it wasn't long after
19,
Chicago,
yeah,
was it?
It wasn't. Yeah. God, I still remember that, and yeah, I've been. There was a few months where I really wasn't sure, but when it started to get delayed and pushed back, when COVID, celebration-wise, COVID was the best thing to happen, because if COVID hadn't have kicked in, I wouldn't be going to this one.
Really? So you wouldn't have gone?
Yeah,
No,
because I got the ticket in 2020. Yeah, so I got the ticket just on the off chance that if I was able to go, I could go.
Mm-hmm.
But if I couldn't go, I'd be able to sell it.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of that going on now, because that was that Celebration like ticket thing, like you said, 16 minutes of stress, because they just went bang, bang, bang. They were gone. Like They just hit. And now, like every second message I see on no social media is like, oh, I've got like 4 passes I'm trying to get rid of, 2 passes I'm trying to get, like people we know as well, but just like stacks of people trying to offload passes.
Yep.
And it was always that, like my theory was always, well, because they had that reselling thing they'd never had before. It's like people just got them to get them. Like you said, like you were right in that boat. You're like, I'll get it because it's going to be harder for me to get one later and easier for me to sell it later on if I know I can't go. And
exactly.
Now it's just like you can't give them away. They're giving away with a carton of milk. Although I reckon it'll get, as it gets closer, like a week or 2 out, and people start going there and doing trips and blah, 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 I reckon they'll all start selling again closer to, I reckon. Because there'll be locals and stuff who'll go and...
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, because dude, we're only 2 weeks out. I fly out 2 weeks on Monday.
Right.
So it's I know.
No, it's 3 weeks. 1, 2, and a bit. Yeah, you're right. Actually, 1, 2. When do you arrive on the Monday or the Tuesday?
I arrive on the 23rd. Yeah, on Monday.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm a day after you. So not long.
It's not long at all. I mean, hopefully the next week all those tickets start to sell, or else there are going to be a bunch of people out of pocket.
Yeah, I know, which is an absolute bummer. I've actually, I don't know whether this is appropriate for a podcast or not, but I'm actually having surgery on next Friday. So I've got 2 weeks to recover before I get on a plane, which should be interesting.
Oh, God.
So I'm actually having, well, you know what? It's a good thing to talk about. I'm having a vasectomy. It's time.
Oh,
let's get it done. It was supposed to be booked in about 3 months ago, and it got pushed back. And they go, oh, can you do the 13th of May? I'm like, whew. Mm-hmm. If everything goes all right, that should be okay.
You'll be fine.
Could be an uncomfortable plane ride.
As you don't upset anyone.
Yeah.
Although then again, though, sitting down for. Well, no, because you'll be going around the other way, won't you? So it's still going to be what?
It's about 12 hours,
10-hour flight, 12 hours? Oof.
Yeah. Should be all right. Somebody was making the joke of just like, oh, getting ready for the celebration, getting the vasectomy, get down there and get all the I'm like, yeah, I don't know anything about the hookup culture of conventions. It's completely, apparently it's a thing, but not for the old, not for us oldies, happily settled in people.
Yeah, well, I think it's what happens in celebration stays at celebration.
For all those young people, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, but I mean, no, yeah, I think it's kind of like a bit of a part of. I think the real big one for that kind of thing is Dragon Con.
Is it? And it's just like
I
I
think
want
that's supposed to
to
be
get with a
relatively
wizard,
kind of-
or I want to get with someone with elf ears or something.
Something like that. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just kind of the gist that I've gotten from, hearing a few blogs from
Yeah,
it.
right.
So
It's probably like there's probably like a subculture of like mid to low level Star Wars celebrities who like all go to these cons and stuff, and all just like, oh man, gee, it's going to be embarrassing if the guy who played Stormtrooper number 3 is here because like we hooked up last time at Celebration, and I just left, and oh man, there he is over there, and oh, that's a bit awkward. Like,
it's like, oh, we hooked up in Elstree in '77. I never thought I'd see him again.
Lucky Kenny Baker's no longer with us because I keep seeing him at all these conventions. It's just embarrassing. He was the man, He was the king of the hookups at the conventions.
Get into my can, honey.
Yeah. No wonder Tony Daniels hated him so much. Tony Daniels is out there,
right.
trying to get some play, and Kenny Baker's just mopping up with background dancer number 4.
No Dice Daniels.
Yeah, no Dice Daniels. Wow, off to a good start.
Yeah, they got way off the bit real fast.
Hey, that's how we roll around here, man. Don't worry. So what's your we met Chicago, had some good hanging out times, did all that kind of things. I'm just trying to remember, like, what's your part? Like, are you big on panels? Or are you big on collecting? Like, you're a bit of you got some collection stuff that kind of gets you going, doesn't it? Things you like to get.
Yeah, it's. So the first time I went, which was 2016 in London, I was just there for a day, and I pretty much rolled through panels.
Yeah.
And I kind of went into celebrate. So I then went into Chicago pretty much with the same kind of goal to see a bunch of stuff, but meeting everyone and hanging out just kind of nudged all that to the wayside.
Tips the scales, doesn't it? Because you kind of, same with us.
Totally
We went,
does.
we'll go do this and this, and after we because we got into the big panels, we're like, we'll do that, and then we'll hit this and this and this. And then you're just like, oh, those guys are going to go have lunch. Let's just go have lunch or hang out. Or let's go just look at some toys instead, and walk around. And yeah, were you living in London? Were you living in the UK when you went to London?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, yeah. I was living down kind of southwest London.
Yep.
Kind of Kingston.
Yeah.
Kingston upon Thames.
Yeah.
You heard of it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I was down there. So it was a bit of a commute to the XL, but
Just over near
where
Canary
you are in
Wharf,
London,
isn't it?
it's
Yeah.
a commute to XL.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I
hard to
didn't
get
realize. I was looking at, because I'm on these like celebration Facebook groups, really just for the idea of that I can try and promote my designs and stuff, even though mostly the time they won't let me. It's so stupid, those groups. There's like the really big one. There's like the official one, which is like the official Star Wars Celebration one. Mm-hmm. Fine. Then there's like this really big one. It's probably the biggest unofficial. It's like 30,000 members or whatever. It's quite active. Wow. And they won't let you post. Like, I've tried to promote some of the t-shirt stuff, try to promote some of the podcast stuff, specifically about Celebration. Like when I had Raj and Les on talking about Anaheim. Nothing. Yeah. Shut down. Like, no, you can't promote. You can't do this. You can't do that. It seems to be just the guys who've set it up to promote their own shit. They're all just like, hey, check out our thing and do this, and we've got this, and you must. Right. I'm just like I get it. You guys are running it, but it's kind of annoying when I can't put anything in here, and you guys are just peddling your own crap in these groups. But anyway, and
that sucks because your stuff is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I had some clever shit, man. Seriously.
But the point was, so I was in that group, and there'd been someone who was posting like all the celebrations that had happened in the past, where they was going through all the back ones.
Yeah, and
I didn't realize that there was one in London in like 2009 or something like that.
Yeah,
and I was living in London at the time. And I had no idea that it was on. And I know that it was in like the dark times of, like there was post movies, there wasn't stuff going on, but I didn't even know that it was there. And I was in London when Revenge of the Sith came out, and they did like the premiere at Leicester Square, and I missed that as well. Like, I just completely
Dude, when it's on your doorstep.
I know, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And I always keep complaining and going on about like, oh, they should do a celebration in Australia. And there was literally one in London while I lived there, and I didn't even know that it was happening.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think, because most of them have been in the States. I think the only time they've kind of gone overseas is they did 2 in London. Did they do 1 in Germany?
I think they've done 1 in Germany. I think they've done 1 in Japan.
1 in Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest have all been US. Yeah, dude, that'd be great to have one in Australia. It'd be another excuse to come over.
Yeah, well, then you'd really sort out the hardcores from the, when you start talking about going all the way to Australia. I had Laura from Force Toast on last week, and we started talking about it. She's just like, yeah, I'll come. I'll be there. I'll just get it. I'm just like, yeah, you're awesome. All right, there'll be one person apart from all the Australians that I know.
You can drag me away.
Yeah,
couldn't
awesome.
drag me away.
Awesome. We could all stay at Turbo's house. He lives in Sydney, so
he does.
Yeah. So you were just talking about like the panels and stuff. It does feel like it's not as much of it's not the be all and end all, is it? Really, like got to get to that panel, especially this year. I mean, there's some cool panels. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not just like, if I don't get into that Bad Batch panel, I'm gonna die.
Right. Yeah. It's. I got a few. I'm going to go in for the 4 in the lottery. And I'm kind of eyeballing 2 or 3 ones, possibly 4 or 5 of the smaller ones, but there's only 2 which I've really got to get into.
Yeah.
As you know. 3 that I've really got to get into. But
hit me. So hit me so I can apply and take your spot. No. I'm curious. Like
So there's the Doug Chang.
Yep.
Love to see that. David W. Collins.
Yeah.
Because I am gutted I missed that. I didn't even know, but I was gutted that I missed that. In Chicago,
you missed the yeah, I was at that one. Yeah.
It was supposed to be absolutely phenomenal. And the other one is the Creatures of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that looks cool. I think we're roughly about the same age, you and me, so that's like our jam. It's portly British blokes in rubber masks from the early 80s.
Yep. This is Dragon Con.
Yeah.
So those are the 3, and then I said I'll go in for the 4 main ones on the 11 o'clocks celebration. But yeah, there's nothing there that
I think that that future one is I said this last week, the future, whatever they call it, future live action, blah blah blah. I mean, that'll set the tone for the rest of the week. I think, if they drop something big in that, or even if they don't say certain stuff, because there's like a Mandalorian panel like the day after. If Mandalorian they kind of breeze over, you'll go, ooh, maybe they're saving all the good shit for the for the other one, and then and I think the Attack of the Clones one is because Ewan McGregor is going to be there signing autographs, so the chances of him showing up at this Attack of the Clones panels, I don't know, because I was trying to be clever and do the math of like, what times are his autograph signings, and then if they're not around those panel times. But I think that all happens in the afternoon anyway. Like, I think the reason that those big panels start at 11 is so all the celebrities, can do all the other stuff in the
get to their booths. And,
so I think it was all the panels are free. He doesn't start anything until after lunch. He'll go and have his whatever Ewan McGregor eats for lunch, pie and chips. You're Scottish.
I was just about to say pie and chips.
That would be quite heartening actually if Ewan McGregor. He doesn't eat Hollywood. He doesn't go like, I don't want kale and some steamed vegetables. I want pie and chips and
pie and chips
with a pint on the side, please.
What do you think he is? Steak and kidney?
Yeah, steak and kidney, bit of sauce, maybe some brown sauce.
A bit of brown sauce.
Love it,
lad.
You get it. That's why I just love like this. When I love getting like you or Chris Hall or Charlie Ashby or like proper Brits, I just fall right back into that, living in England for 8 or 9 years and just talking about it. You get it. They talking all that stuff. I was like listening to the Scruffies the other day and, just going on about relegation. And it's just such this weird dichotomy of hearing a couple of British guys like life and death about being promoted and relegated your football team, and these Americans
Right.
just trying to comprehend what that means and being sympathetic and going like, yeah, it does sound really important. It's just like you have no idea what this means. Like
No idea.
No idea.
No idea. although Ed is being really good about following along, bless him.
Yeah,
he really is.
No, he is. But it's the life and death of it. I don't think quite translates.
Football is life.
Football is life. So, what are you doing the days before? If you're getting in on the Monday, are you just going to be cruising? Are you coming to Disney on Wednesday? I think we're hitting Disneyland on Wednesday.
No, I was thinking about doing a solo Disney trip, but then I just kind of had a look into how much a ticket would be.
Yeah.
And considering I've already dropped like 130 odd bucks on the Star Wars night on the Friday.
Oh, so you're going to that anyway? Yep.
So I'm going to that anyway.
Yep.
I was just like, yeah, no, I can't throw them another 100 and something.
Give them more of my money. I mean,
I can't give them
technically
more
it's
money.
all going into the coffers.
All
really,
things going to Disney. Exactly.
They've got like a. You reckon there's like a. You reckon there's like a. Like this thing that's almost like NASA headquarters, but it's Disney, and they've just got little profiles of everybody, and then there's like a little David Strutt stream on there, and they've just hit like a little alarm's gone off. It's like, dude. Well, we've just heard that David Strutt's $130 he's not going to spend going to Disney. We've got to get on that. Somebody squeeze him with some promotion. All right, we've got to start, pumping his social media with some things, and we got to get that $130 back. It all adds up.
Send him a coupon. Yeah. Oh no, they're going to get my money. It's all going in the house of mouse. So, but no, I couldn't kind of do it because also this is the first time I've gone to Disneyland as well.
Mm. Well, that was
I've done Disney. So I've done Disney World and Disneyland Paris, but never the original park. So it's so there's a lot of stuff that hopefully I'll get to see on that evening, because I think how that Star Wars night works is that I think we share the park. Yeah, I think we're allowed to go in at about 7:00, and then we share the park with all the regular guests for 2 or 3 hours, and then they boot all those ones out, and then we've got run
of the place. Yeah,
we got run of the place.
Well, we're doing. I'm doing the Disney night too. So me and.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
okay,
so
cool.
me, Catherine, I think Matt Mole, and I don't know if Turbo's doing it or not. I have to check. But we're doing the Disney night. I've never done Disneyland, any of them. And I was thinking about going to Disney sort of like on the Monday, but that turned out that was Memorial Holiday, which will be the busiest day of the year. So I think we're going to go Wednesday with Araj and King Tom and some of those guys. I think the plan is that we'll try and actually do Galaxy's Edge on the Wednesday rather than try to do it with all the Star Wars people. Or at least do it once and go, ride the Falcon, ride the Rise of Resistance. And then so we can say that's been done. And then if it turns out that like at Star Wars night, it's fine, you can get in, then awesome. Because then it just means, then it's not the be and all and end all to try and do it on Star Wars night when everybody wants to do it. But, because the chances of us coming back is just slim. So, I don't know. I'm still sort of, I'm going to have to FaceTime my children while Dad's at Disneyland and the kids are at home.
Oh yeah, I thought about doing that, but I don't know if it'll just upset them.
Yeah, I think it'll just be.
Why are you there without me?
Yeah, I think my daughter was like, "Well, could you just bring me back something from Disneyland? Maybe some generic Mickey Mouse ears or something that she can take to school." She's like, "This is from when my dad went to Disneyland." Like, did you go to Disneyland? It's like, oh no, my 43-year-old dad went overseas to a Star Wars convention and went to Disneyland. I got to stay home. What
you can do, so one thing they do, and it's like a classic kind of souvenir, is that you can get the Mickey ears, but they're not like a headband. They're like a cap.
Oh yeah, with the little.
They got like the little badge, but you can have your names, but you can have their names embossed in the back.
Ooh.
It's like sewn in.
It sounds expensive, but all right.
Yeah, but it's Disney. Everything's expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be a gift for the kids.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to get them something.
And there's no fighting because they're the same.
Dude, see, there's a man who knows. How many kids you got? 2 or 3? 2.
Two.
Yeah.
Two.
You know what it's about.
I hope.
You haven't had the vasectomy yet. Like I'm still dangerously out there. I could go to Celebration. You're like, damn it. You come back and you're like, damn it. Josh was right to get that vasectomy before Celebration. Now I'm in a world of pain.
Yeah, 2. So
2.
yeah, it's and they both got them. They both got their names embossed in the back. No fighting.
Yeah,
that one's hers. That one's his.
Nice. All right.
Yep.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for these damn beanies to turn up. I'm at the start to send emails to people. The box of beanies hasn't turned up yet. Now you mentioned it was 2 weeks. I keep going like, oh, it's like a month. I'm like, oh no, I don't actually, because they're absolutely useless if they turn up afterwards. It's going to be a Monday morning email, I think, just to find out. Because there's no point. There's no point having them after the fact, getting back from Celebration, and then there's just this box here for these absolutely useless. Yeah,
dude, I will PayPal you the money to ship that to me.
Or I might have to just donate them to the Salvation Army or something. You'll just see, some homeless people wearing Star Wars stuff. At least they're warm. At least they went somewhere to a good thing and help them out.
Indeed.
Like I'd rather do that.
And it's some good advertising as well.
Yeah. I just walked past some poor bloke who's down in his luck, and he's just like, dude, podcast has gone downhill the last few. It hasn't been the same. Like, oh, thanks. Right, so we sort of hit those panels. Yeah, so Doug Chang, David W. Collins, and the Return of the Jedi.
Creatures.
That's a good. Do you ever go for like the? It's always that thing like the more you scroll down the list, the sort of the nicher it gets. You get to these like super. Is there anything super niche that you sort of, even if sort of caught your eye, or?
No, nothing. Nothing kind. Oh, sorry. No, there is one more as well. I can't believe I forgot about this. The Lego panel. I got to do that Lego panel because Star Wars Lego
big in your house
is my jam.
Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. There's the evidence right there. So you'll have a crack at the exclusives for that, obviously.
Yeah, kind of. And I mean, and anything like that where you get a freebie afterwards, it's super happy fun times. Like the Fallen Order panel last year. Back in 2019, where they gave out the badges and the pins and such.
Yeah. I got that, and then and I think because there was a bunch of us, and I was the only one of us who had an Xbox. Everybody gave me their like Xbox Live thing, and then I had a little pile of them, and then I didn't realize you had to use them within about 3 weeks. So I went to put them in, like, oh, they expired. I'm like, oh, great, all right, well, I guess I'll have to.
What was that? Was that like a month free or something?
Yeah, it was like a month free, and I was like, great, I'll do a month, and then I'll do another month. Like I had like 6 of them. I'm like, great, that's 6 months of free Xbox Live, and I actually got a PS5 the other day. I managed to snag one, and I'd sort of been on the fence about getting one, and going like, oh,
congratulations.
Do I really need one? This seems a bit excessive, and blah blah blah. And then one came online that I had an opportunity to get, and I'm like, wow, I may not have another chance to get it. It could be they're always going to be short on stock. It could be years when they're short on stock. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I was like, oh bugger it, pulled the trigger, I got it, and it turned up yesterday. Have you ever seen one? Have you got one? Have you seen one in the flesh?
No, I've got Series S, but I have seen one in the flesh, and it is a monolith.
It is huge. It is huge. It's like it's ridiculous how big it is. Like it's seriously like the length of my forearm, and it's just this big.
It's like 2 boxes of cereal stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. It was crazy because I took it out of the box. I'm just going, like, I know people have said it was big, and then I've got like a huge TV. I've got a 75-inch TV. I just plopped it next to it. It was like halfway up the TV. I was like, oh my God, this thing is insane.
It is. It's huge. And I swear half of it's empty space.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like, I'm sure it's just got the guts of the Series X, and that's a little bit more compact. But for whatever reason, they've just gone for sort of, visual
design
impact.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. And then
I have a PlayStation. It's a statement.
Yeah.
When they walk in, look at that PlayStation.
But I would rather have it somewhere where I can just keep it out of the way. But I'd bought, like, I didn't have any games for it. Like, I got some PS4 games, but that Battlefield 2042 that got terrible reviews had been discounted to like $9, and I was like, "Oh, great! I'll just get that $9.
Why not?
It's it's optimized for PS5. Great, I'll get that." Popped it in, and it's like online player only. There's no like single mission, and I don't have a PS Net. Like I haven't got a paid account. I'm like, there's no single player on this thing. Like, no wonder people hate this game. So I haven't even played it yet. All I've done is set it up. I'm like, well, that's great. Woo! Put my password in. Set my time zone. All right. I'll play with fire. Yeah,
it's really worth it.
Really pushing it to the limits of what it could do.
Look at that 4K keyboard. That's amazing.
That's amazing. So we touched on like the stuff that goes around the thing. So like socially, like what are you thinking? What are you hoping to do socially? Just big day at the convention, sitting out in the sun, having a few beers, having some tacos. Is that kind of how you're seeing your evenings going?
Pretty much. I mean, two of the days have been keyed in. So obviously that Star Wars night on
I'll be that. Yep.
Friday, and officially Steel on the Saturday.
Yeah, and I've been getting questions out because people know that we're mates, but at the same time, we don't chat all the time, and people would message me going, "Oh, do you know?" I'm like, I know as much as you know. If he hasn't told anybody else, I know I am
not his personal.
I'm not his personal assistant. I'm this podcast I know is the Kmart Steel Wars. Like I understand that it's the Aldi version. I get that, but at the same time, I don't know.
Aldi, don't put yourself down.
I like Aldi.
What you doing?
But so it's it's great because it was an awesome time that we had there last time. So I'm really so we'd always sort of kept that Saturday night free. Knowing that it was coming. So yeah, we've got the same. I'm in the same boat. We got Disney night, and then Steel's thing on the Saturday night. But because we're getting there Tuesday, it's like, we got Tuesday night potentially.
Yep.
Wednesday night after Disney. Thursday night is Kenobi as well. So
it is. Yeah. That Friday is going to be. Friday's going to be a tough day.
We have a lot of tired people who stayed up till 2 a.m. to watch Kenobi.
Oh yeah, because that drops at midnight. Then if there's 2 episodes, sure it is. It's 2 episodes, and I've no doubt as soon as those episodes are done, your Zoom's going to be out and recording some instant reactions. And
I didn't
so
think of
bedtime's probably going to be 3:00. Wake up in the morning, have something to eat. Full day at Celebration.
And then Disney night that night.
Have some into Disney, which don't close until 1.
Really? I had no idea it was open that late. I thought it would close at like 10 or something. Oh, okay. Oh, you'll be able to do everything then, surely.
Yeah. I hope so, yeah. Because I think for the last 3 or 4 hours, once they kick out the general admission, because they're not going to double up on capacity. So there's probably going to be a 50% capacity for the Star Wars night, if not less. So the lines are going to be a lot shorter.
Yeah,
which is why I'm probably going to do. I'll do Rise. I'll do Smuggler's Run. See a few bits and pieces, but I'll probably spend a good chunk of the time just kind of out.
That's what I thought. I'm like, if I can see the rest of it and do the teacups, and every time I talk about Disney, I just defer back to teacups because that's like
teacups. That's fine.
That's Space Mountain and all that kind of stuff, and Jungle Cruise.
Yep. Or when we're there, it's going to be Hyperspace Mountain. They're going to have a Star Wars overlay on it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yep.
Nice.
Yep.
A little bit of synergy, a little bit of brand synergy there, Disney. Love it.
Indeed. Well done.
Well, that's cool. I had no idea. It was open that late. I honestly thought it was like you get there at 7, by 10:30 you're out the door. Like that's so if you're if you're still awake, if you've gotten over the Kenobi hump, and you're still cooking on adrenaline at 12 o'clock, you can just get to the end of one ride, walk through, and go back around again. Which is what you want to do, like ideally.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I'm a huge Haunted Mansion fan. Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride ever in any theme park I've ever been to. So to go to the original Disneyland ride the original iteration of it, I got to do that at least twice.
Nice. I'll be down. I'm
So,
just sort of like, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to expect. I saw some photo online because they did one for May the 4th, and they had a bunch of people with the lightsabers up, and there was the Park Ray, the local girl who plays Ray there, was doing it, and yeah, it was all pretty cool. I'm not really a lightsaber waver around or anything, but I appreciate
fair enough.
I appreciate the effort nonetheless.
Yeah, it's so, but there's going to be kind of like a bunch of like kind of like photo opportunities and snacks and exclusive merchandise and etc. etc. So as I said, don't worry. Yeah. Disney, you'll get your 130
Disney,
bucks.
Yeah, I was going to say they've got the little thing on Davey's like, well, we might lose 130 on that, but we'll get him back on the Ronto wraps and the
oh, no doubt, and the blue milk and
the blue milk. There's just like some vat out the back of Disney with them like stirring this big pot with a guy pouring like blue hair dye into a thing.
There's two guys. There's a guy there with blue hair dye and the other guy with a big sack of sugar.
Yeah.
So that's how you get through it. That's how you get through the evening. Just buzz.
From the people who brought you green beer on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I sit there and you're like, this $14 blue milk is delicious.
Very good.
Is that ice cream in it? It's like,
I'll do it.
It's just ex-military surplus sugar and blue hair dye.
It's last year's eggnog and blue dye number 5.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Should we talk about this Kenobi trailer?
Yeah, let's do it.
I haven't got it in front of me. I'll bring it up. I don't know how to do it so you can see it, but I will just either you're welcome to bring it up on your thing or I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. Have you memorized it already?
I've watched it enough that I can just listen to the sound.
You can do it by verbatim. Yeah. I kind of like that it was short. Like it's only, what is it?
Yeah.
Like it's
90 seconds.
90 seconds. So it's
thereabouts.
So it's only, in fact, I think it's shorter than the other one.
Is it really?
Well, I'm just looking at, because I just Googled like a Kenobi trailer on YouTube, and it's just listing them. It's got the teaser trailer. 1 minute 46 is the video on the teaser one, and then their trailer is 1 minute 29. So, so there you go. I think I might have just
look at that.
I might have just heard that on the feed there, but anyway,
compact, dense,
compact, which is good. Like we're so close. We don't need to see.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really, I saw Doctor Strange last week, and I'd been pretty good, and I hadn't like consciously, really, like when a Star Wars movie comes out, you're like, I'm off my phone, I don't want to know, blah blah blah. I'll go off social media for a day or two.
Yeah,
I was more just sort of like, well, if I see something like a TV spot, I just won't watch it, or I won't do this and I won't do that, because I don't want to spoil it. And when I saw it the other night, and then like the next day, I was watching something in a TV commercial before it came on during the football or something. And I won't say what happened in case you haven't seen it, but I was like, they spoiled like 3 things in that TV commercial that I was like...
I did watch that last one, and it was kind of like, okay, in it, they're in it, all right. What?
Gained nothing. Like, surely, it's very, very weird. I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't see that beforehand, but seriously, guys, like, hold your powder, Disney. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to do a little freezy freeze, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing, and you tell me what you think about it, mate.
Mm-hmm.
So at the start, we've got this sort of, somewhere that doesn't look like Tatooine. It's a bit cloudy. There's a spaceship sort of flying through the crowds. Doesn't look like any kind of recognizable Star Wars ship coming down to a city. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm just going to put there. Oh, well, that's a bit rubbish. I can't put the subtitles on. Anyway, whatever. We've got some stormtroopers and Inquisitor strutting down those that sort of Neo Hong Kong looking kind of Tokyo vibe.
I love it.
Did you ever
kind of wish it was Coruscant?
Yeah, go back to Coruscant.
But it's not. I'm okay with that.
Did you?
It would be amazing. Kenobi going into the Hornets, right into the center of the Hornets nest.
Absolutely, like right in the thing.
Risk.
At least shave your beard, mate. It kind of looks like, have you ever seen that test footage of, when they were talking about doing a Star Wars live action show like 15 years ago? Yeah, whatever it was. Did you ever see that test footage they had?
I did, and it looked great. It looks
like this. Yeah. This looks like a more expensive version because that very much looked like it was made for telly. But it's the design is very similar, like the neon-y city, stormtroopers strutting around. I won't worry about the stormtroopers. Then we've got the Inquisitors, 3 of them strutting in front of their spaceship on Tatooine. Now, the guy who plays the Grand Inquisitor, Rupert Friend, I think his name is, or Rupert Friend.
Yes.
I saw him in a Netflix show called... What was it called? I can't even remember now. Oh, God. I watched it about a week ago, where he basically plays a Tory minister who is accused of serious misconduct, shall we say, and
based on a true story. Then
Anatomy of a Scandal. It's pretty trashy. Like, it's entertaining. It's pretty trashy, and some of the directing. It's almost worth watching because you watch it and you go, "Did I just see that? Did they make that directing choice?" It's really, really weird. Some of it,
really.
But yeah, I almost just want to spoil it. All right, you know what? I will. Whatever. So at the end of it, it's basically like he's a Tory minister. Story gets out that he's been having an affair with a junior minister kind of thing, and the wife does the typical stand by him kind of thing, blah blah blah. And then the twist at the end of the episode is that these police come up to him and say that we think that it was more serious than that. There's a charge of a serious sexual assault that's in there, very serious. But what happens when they tell him that? In slow motion, he gets blasted backwards, and he's like going like this, like the shock of the thing has sent him into. Right. It is so weird and out of nowhere. It is just bizarre, and he's like flailing in slow motion, just like no. Like, there's no indication in the show at all that happens as well. But anyway, he pays Blazer basically like a old Etonian boy, spoiled kind of
right.
So. Pretty good casting for an Inquisitor. If he's bringing that kind of vibe,
right?
Kind of entitled jerk.
Yeah. Because I only know him from. Oh hell, I've forgotten what it is now. Is that kind of Black Ops with? Oh no, names are now completely escaping me. With Claire Danes.
Oh, like Homeland or whatever it is.
Homeland, that was it. Yeah, it's like that is the only thing that I've seen him in.
Yeah, right.
I mean, very kind of different, but he's a stern kind of, the shit I've seen kind of
right.
character. So I think he's got like the good chops for it, a good kind of presence.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's strutting down the road here with his mates, the other Inquisitors, and then we just sort of get another shot of the Uncle Owen and the other people in Tatooine that iron off the Inquisitors. So it's interesting that they've made it to Tatooine. So, and we get the shot, the shots from the other trailer, the other Inquisitors there looking, and then we've got Obi-Wan looking down at Luke on the driving the thing
Homestead.
Again, and then we get like the sweet Uncle Owen, Joel Edgerton, just like, dude, like you did your father. You're like, that's the sickest
that's
burn.
A burn.
It's quite interesting here because there's Uncle Owen's not wearing how like in Star Wars Uncle Owen's basically wearing Jedi robes.
Yeah.
And like Obi-Wan's wearing Jedi robes, and in this they're not obviously wearing the Jedi robes. I got this theory. This is my theory for Kenobi, that in like the last episode, the Inquisitors are going to get to Tatooine, and they're going to find out where Obi-Wan is, and they get down there and they're looking for him. And what happens is that Obi-Wan's given everybody in Tatooine Jedi robes, so he can't tell who's who. And that's why everyone in Tatooine wears Jedi robes from then on.
It's the Three Amigos.
Yeah, it's the Three Amigos. It's become the Three Amigos. So he's gone and got the surplus Jedi robes and given them to everybody in Tatooine, so they're all getting around in these Jedi robes. So it's a whole it's just like, which one? Where is he? Who is it? Oh, there's Jedis everywhere. Oh, I can't. That's my theory, and that's why everybody on Tatooine wears Jedi robes from that in, because they're just like, there's a warehouse somewhere that he finds. They're all just sitting in there. They've been with the surplus eggnog that they use turn into blue milk in Disneyland.
Okay, that's now canon in my head.
That is
Even
canon.
if it doesn't happen
If
in
that
the
doesn't
show,
happen-
that's canon.
Damn straight. But yeah, Uncle Owen absolutely tears Obi-Wan a new one. So
Oh,
it was always kind of like, I always did kind of wonder about like how much Uncle Owen knew. Like he obviously knew that Anakin, something bad had happened. But
yeah.
whether he actually knew that much about it, like it's if it seems like that he definitely knows that he's now Darth Vader, the worst bloke in the universe. A little bit of sympathy for Uncle Owen. He's actually absolutely right to keep Luke away from them. Really.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's this is kind of like but this is like the best kind of like thing about how they kind of like about how Obi-Wan and Owen kind of butt heads is the fact that like from their own point of view, they're both right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Obi-Wan's thinking bigger picture, and Owen's just like, well, not thinking.
He's just trying to protect him, which is what he was told to do by the same guy who's saying, "Oh no, let's get him trained up as a Jedi and throw him into danger."
Yeah, it's always weird. Like I've spoken about it on the podcast before. I always kind of felt they missed a trick not getting Owen more involved in episode 2 to sort of see what Anakin could do. Like I always was like, he should have taken him to where the Sand People were and seen what he did. Like even if it was like, I'm going to drop you off, you go down and get your mum, and I'll wait here. And then he basically sits on top of the hill and sees Anakin like tearing strips off the Sand People. And then they have this sort of awkward ride back, basically, where he's like, "This guy's a freaking nutcase." So then,
was that necessary?
Did you really need to do that? Like, I know that they're kind of, but it seems like at least, yeah. I mean, he knows. I mean, I'm sure everybody in the galaxy knows who Darth Vader is at this point. But do you reckon that? Yeah, who knows what is always a really good thing in Star Wars to speculate about.
Well, I mean, this, and that's also kind of like the interesting thing as well. Is that whilst probably, like a good chunk of the galaxy do know who Darth Vader is, it's just like, which of them know that he's real and which of them think of him as a myth?
Yeah.
It's like this Empire boogeyman, who has these, kind of magic powers that, installs fear into, so it's like, is he really a real?
Yeah.
So we might kind of see, people's kind of first reactions kind of like, oh hell, it's not Darth Vader, but these guys are playing the same tricks that he's supposed to.
This isn't just a bunch of stormtroopers telling everyone to move along. This is like some dudes who are ready to, chop some heads and string up some people. Yeah. So Owen, ripping into Obi-Wan, and that's quite interesting actually, because just the fact that he's quite adamant that he has to be trained, which is also an interesting thing. Like, I guess he's just, I guess he's like, well, the Jedi standard is that these kids get trained pretty early on, and so I want to get stuck into that now, because otherwise,
and also he knows he's going to be powerful.
Mm.
Just coming from, it's.
So we've got a shot of the Inquisitor's hangar here, and one of the Inquisitors rolling up. And they're sitting around their little table, and there's Obi-Wan on his little horse. What are they? The Eopes, whatever they're called, riding the desert.
Eope, yeah.
Sporting his nice little blue shawl. What do we got here? Just some ships again. Nothing that interesting. Yeah, so it seems like that there's sort of the one Inquisitor who seems to be more fixated on finding them than the other ones. And it's just weird. There's like the photo of, like, there's a shot of like a wanted poster.
Dude, I know. And
it looks like they've just used a publicity still. Yeah,
it is. It's a publicity still. And I love that they used that.
It's just his headshots. It's just when Obi-Wan got his headshots done.
Yeah. Because it's still got that grey background, all the publicity stuff for...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, when would he have ever had that photo taken? Like, did they just go into the Jedi archives and everybody's like just hacked into the work computer and everybody's got their work photos, or when it was like photo day at the Jedi Temple, and
yeah, I do. I was just about to say, it's like, hey, it's the Jedi Temple. It's effectively a school. Every school has a photo day.
Yeah.
So that was just Obi-Wan's photo day that year.
It's like, come on here, try to smile. You might end up on a mugshot one day. All right, lift your lightsaber up with intent there.
Just lift it in a really awkward stabbing pose that no one would ever use.
Do. Oh, don't worry, we'll paint it in later on. Just the hilt is fine.
That's right. That's right. Just work through the cramp. Just work through the cramp.
Yeah. So I love that it's got the publicity thing. Now,
it's beautiful.
Has it been confirmed that that's Forlom who's shooting at him? There is like
that I know of.
He's looking a bit.
It wouldn't
Forlom,
surprise me if it was.
Yeah.
Oh no. Hang on. Now that is an interesting one because I know live action ultimately does trump comic books, but in the Bounty Hunter series that Marvel put out in when Boba was trying to get Han Solo back to Jabba's palace, Forlom and Zuckuss were killed by Boba.
That's right. That would be after though, because this is before.
Oh God, sorry, Nick. Oh wow,
you got 10 years.
Fake fan. Fake fan.
All right,
here.
thanks for coming, David. Anyway,
fake fan.
We'll just put this one in the bin.
I'll just get my coat. All right.
You get a T-shirt saying "I embarrassed myself on a Star Wars podcast."
Oh, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
dude,
no.
For some reason,
it's like you think Mandalorian.
For some reason, I thought it was Mandalorian. Of course. So there's every possibility.
Why not? They can't help themselves.
And spoiler alert: Forlom and Zuckuss die.
Yeah, sorry guys. And then there's like Obi-Wan here doing some sort of like bare knuckle boxing and doing a little bit of martial arts.
A bit
scrapping, bit of hand to hand. Doesn't have his lightsaber handy, so he's
against a
Is it a Darth Maul guy? What are they called?
Yeah, I was about to say it's I can't remember what their species is called.
Is it like a Zabak or something, or is it a? Is that right?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I mean, whenever it things out, I always think of Night Sister, but they think they're Night Brothers, but that's not a thing.
I need some of those hardcore trivia people on.
I know,
that
right?
Kind of thing. And then we've got some shots of the Inquisitors strutting up, lightsaber out. Obi-Wan doing some sweet moves. Looks like he's back on Tatooine here, pulling the old blaster out.
Yep,
which is always a good move. I guess that's that whole thing of like. There'll be a point where he's going to pull his blaster out. Obviously, we've got some twirling of the old Heli saber, and then we see a shot of Kumail Nanjiani here, who is playing. Yep. He's not playing a robot. He's not playing an alien. He's got his face there, which is there. Although, disappointingly, no shirt off.
No shirt, dude. Good Lord. What a specimen of a man he is.
I know. I think it's the thing about it is, like there's muscular people everywhere, like, good on him. I think the fact that he was just a regular guy, a comedian, he was like, I'm just going to get as shredded as possible and see if I can do it. Because he just seems like a regular dude. It's just like if I had the time and was going to be cast in a Marvel movie and they were like, we want you to just get totally shredded. I'm like, I wonder if I could actually do that. And I wonder what that would look like because I've never been like that before or even remotely close.
Oh, me neither. And I never will.
No. Well, you might get cast in a Marvel movie yet, Dave.
Oh, sure, why not?
They're just like, we'll give you 6 months to, we'll give you a diet plan, a personal trainer, and, then you just be having your shirt off all the time. You'd be like, well, I'll be in Star Wars, but I've got to be shirt off.
Yeah, why not? But I do like, you say it's a shame he hasn't got his shirt off, but do you think it looks like he's got, once again, this could be that whole thing
Jedi
about
robes. He got them at the end.
Everyone in Tatooine's got them.
It does look a bit. I mean, it does have the, it does have the coat and the.
Yeah, but
it does seem like the Inquisitors are
possibly
on Tatooine, but not for Obi-Wan to start with,
right?
So, there is a theory that maybe that's who they're after. Yeah, potentially.
Right.
Yeah. Again, if that's the case, bad move wearing your Jedi robes, mate.
Yeah,
that's on you. The one day I didn't do my washing, and all I had was that, and I thought I'd go outside.
It was all the Jedi robes that one day these guys show up.
Oh, God damn! What are the chances?
Son of a bantha.
What have we got here? Some other sort of wider shots, and then we get the money shot, the Darth Vader arm going on.
Oh yeah. The Go-Go Power Rangers of Star Wars.
Yep. There's a few sort of shots in between the Inquisitors looking around, Stormtroopers, Obi-Wan looking up, and then what is that thing going on his leg? Is it like a little power pod or something? that's being inserted onto.
Oh, that's his chest.
Oh, that's his
That's
chest.
his chest buttons. It's his
No,
chest
no, no,
buttons.
no. There's
Got
a
the
shot
old-
after that, or is that what they're attaching? The box is the chest from the side.
Yeah,
is it?
the box. Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, it's got the plugs going in.
Ah, right. I thought that was like something on his leg, and then the last shot was just the chest.
Was the chest? No, yeah. It's going into
you're
his
right.
chest.
I didn't really. I don't really never really thought about how much assembly was required. Like I know, like in, is it Rogue One? You sort of see he's in the tank and he's kind of just like hanging in there, and like he hasn't got his arms and he's just sort of like But I don't know. For some reason, I just kind of thought that he'd slide into the suit and everything would kind of be on there already. I didn't think it required so many bits, but
bits, straps, Velcro.
Yeah, it seems like it's a bit of
bit of gaffer tape.
Like, no wonder he's in such a
ties.
bad mood. It's just,
I know, right?
Like it doesn't seem like he gets much peace and quiet, and then he just gets put into this rather unfortunate sort of suit.
And he's got to start getting dressed about an hour and a half before he needs to leave.
Yeah, and then he realizes he has to go to the toilet, and he's just like, "Oh, all right, we're going to go again. I'm going to take it." Here we go again. Oh my god. Then we get the money shot, sort of the chest plate coming on, and a bit of breathing, and then there's a shot of Obi-Wan looking a little bit unhappy. I can't really see what's in the background. It does imply that he's captured, or at least in a sticky situation.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit of clever editing. I don't think he's actually reacting to the breathing. I think.
I don't think it. No, I don't think it is at all. It's still just. How's this all going to go down? It just seems...
I know, right? I know. It's interesting to kind of see, it's just to see what kind of route they go down. Is this going to be like a slow burn, or is it going to be a bit of an action-packed kind of thing? Because I mean, they did like completely rewrite it for this, didn't they? So it's because they said it was going to be a bit too close to the Mandalorian, which probably meant that he was just going to be hanging around Tatooine the whole time.
Yeah, and probably mentoring Luke, and maybe there was some sort of I mean, I think it's quite good because it's for the years and years and years they've talked about the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, or what it could be, and it was always going, what do you do? Is it just a guy wandering around the desert having a bad time, maybe fixing a little bit of local trouble, keeping an eye on Luke, and then you're done? Like the fact that they've gone, no, let's just go all out here. Let's just get him off planet. Let's bring in Vader. All these things that me for one, and I think most people just didn't consider would be like touchable, I guess.
Yeah, because we've been kind of like led to assume that once he was on Tatooine with Luke, that was it. And he never met Darth Vader again since until their fight on the Death Star. It's for 45 years we've been kind of like, as if we were never told. We just
assumed. And it's kind of if you're going to get Ewan McGregor back and get him to commit, like go all out. Don't just have him wandering around the desert as well. It's
absolutely.
Just, if you're going to do it, and it was quite interesting in that. Have you seen that making of the Book of Boba Fett yet on Disney Plus?
I've seen half of it.
I think it's in the first half, and I think Jon Favreau. It's either Favreau or Filoni is just going. Well, half the stuff that we do is we just sit around and we talk about how can we make this fit in the story of Star Wars. Like if we have an idea, how do we actually get it to work and make sense, and not butt up against something else and knock over something else, and do all those kind of things. And so it feels like there's been a lot of conversations about this, and so much so that they did it and then decided to rewrite it and keep going on it. So
yeah, so I'm hopeful for it.
Oh,
I really am.
I have a feeling it's going to be very good. I just because of the nature of the character, who they're bringing in Ewan McGregor, the time they've spent. Like there'll be things in it that people will go like, oh, I didn't like that, or why'd they do that, or that seems to contradict with that, or that's a bit weird. But
it was Star Wars.
Go
fans,
for it.
Swing
For the fences, man. Just Go for
Agreed.
it. Even if you only hit a 4 and you don't hit a 6.
Yeah,
4's pretty good.
I was just about to say go for a 6.
Yeah, go for a 6, and if you top edge it and it goes over and you get 4, you know what? I'm not doing baseball analogies for you people. Whatever. We're talking cricket. Do that. Like I'm all for that, mate. I get to see you in like 2.5 weeks. How crazy is that?
I know, right?
We just get to hang. And it's going to be so cool. And we're all staying quite close to each other as well, which is awesome.
We are 4 houses, all within kind of spitting distance of each other, and you and the Australians, you're right in the middle.
Yep, that's where we like to be.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle with the salami and the Star Wars sandwich. And the cool thing is, like, getting there a little bit early, having a few days around to hang out and, like you said, do stuff, not just be there. And I mean, I know that's the sort of, in the case of us, that's probably something that we would do just because it's such a mission to get over. To come over for like 3 days and then just leave is just, trying to cram everything in is kind of ridiculous. And it's good that there'll be a few people like yourself and just some crew who live around there. They'll be kind of there for the whole week, which is awesome. It means it doesn't have to go like, oh, I've got to like try and get 20 minutes into see Strutt because he's going to be at one thing for, I'll be like, oh, dude, we'll just hang and see you this day and do this.
Because there was the one thing about Chicago. In fact, we were all so spread out. It was a bit of a mission. But no, this is a mental health trip for me, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
a mental health trip for everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty. I keep waiting for the cruel joke to get played this close out with all like Australia, like, oh, we're closing the borders again or something. But the thing is, like, we've got like an election. Our election day is the Saturday.
The same day.
It's the Saturday before I fly out. So
Saturday before.
Yeah. So no one's closing the borders this close to an election. They're like, hey, everything is fine. There is no problems. We're not doing anything to affect it, no matter what happens. Mate, tell everybody about where they can find you on the socials if you want to follow you, or just come say hi at Celebration.
Yeah, so I'm just on Twitter at David Strutt, exactly as it sounds, and that's pretty much it. Don't really do any other podcasts or anything like that, although I do occasionally turn up on the odd episode of Scruffy's if I feel like ruining their day. But yeah, that's it. Yep, Twitter, Beautiful. You'll find me.
Awesome, dude. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for buying the t-shirts. Some of the t-shirt designs are on Redbubble now if you prefer Redbubble, although they pulled my Angels mashup one for some reason. I don't understand the logic but why stuff gets pulled. Some stuff does and some doesn't, but whatever.
Because they're Dodgers fans.
Yeah, I don't know. Just if you can get them, to get them. If you can't, you can't. You got a few more weeks. I think there'll be a TeePublic thing this week where you can order stuff at a discount so you get them in time for Celebration. If there is a link or a discount, I'll pump that. But otherwise, I'll see you all at Celebration. Awesome, mate. Good to chat. I'll see you in a few weeks, buddy.
And you too. Absolutely. Can't wait.
Cool. Speak soon.
See ya.